If you've been to SCAN before or looked at our class listing, you know that we have a lot of art classes. Pastels, drawing, we've done charcoal, we've done acrylics, all sorts of art. There's a reason for it. The art classes are among the most popular. Not because everyone is a great artist, but there is just something about art that does something for people. So, what does it do for people? Well, if you want to know more about that, just stay tuned. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to SCAN FYI. My guest today is an art therapist. Her name is Simone Borger, and she is from Integrated Care Concepts and Consultation. Actually, they happen to be one of our SCAN sponsors, so we are very grateful to them. Good morning, Simone, and thanks for being with me.
Good morning, Andrea, and thank you for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure. So before we get into our conversation, let's just take a moment to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, explain what is an art therapist, and what is your role at Integrated Care Concepts.
Very good. Art therapist, it's my dream career. It's my third career. And when I finally was able to put together art, all kind of creative expressions, and understand what they mean to me and to others. What's the communication that art is bringing that is inside of you and you are offering to be able to live a better life. So art therapists put together things that you're not able to express in words. As you can see, I have accent. So imagine for me that all my life, I live in another country, speak another language, and suddenly I move to United States, and I need to express myself in English, even words that I don't have the word to express what I'm feeling. Right. Art is exactly this. You can express when you don't have the words, when you don't even can imagine, especially when you go through a trauma or when you are going to new situations, or even when you feel in your body and you don't know how to put in words. So you can put in art. At Integrated, I work as an art therapist and clinician. We have a lot of adolescents that we see. We see also children in neurodivergent children that they are having trouble in this world to be able to communicate. Also, what I think it's amazing is the self-journey that we can do with art, the self-journey of discover. You can discover about yourself. You can experiment and put there outside of you what's inside. With feeling very safe. It's a safe environment. Art therapists, they know that it's a very, the artistic expression, it's very vulnerable.
Yes.
And we holding this moment. Is very important for different areas of that we go through life, different moments that we go through life, for grief, to trauma, to anxiety, depression, changing on life circumstances, aging, changing our journey, accepting our journey. So all these elements, art help you embrace, art help you make sense of this journey that you are going through. And art bring you also the other factor, which is calm you down, because give you space to process those emotions.
Okay.
As an art therapist, we use different materials. Each material has their own property. And that's why some people like, oh, today I want to use acrylic. Today I want to use pastel. They have a reason why. One is fluid. One has watercolors have water. Pastel needs a lot of tension. So those strokes of paintings, they have a reason why you need to put this there. Sometimes come from very inside. Sometimes comes from superficial feelings that not allow you to go more deep. So everybody's different. Everybody have their needs, but
Right.
art is communication.
Art is communication. Well, that's for sure. You know, a few months ago, we had one of our lunch and learns, excuse me, and you facilitated, and we did an art project. And that was something we had never done before. Because, you know, typically you come to a lunch and learn, there's a speaker, everyone is quiet, everyone is listening to the speaker. And this was the first time that people did something, they did a project. And you know what? It didn't even matter what the project was. They were so engaged. They were speaking to other people. There was a huge social component. And so because of it, people came to us later and said, oh, I hope we'll do something like this again. And sure enough, we will do something like that again. But what is it, you know, for a lot of these are older adults like me, and many of them, the first thing they say, oh, I can't draw. I'm not an artist. I can't do that. But everyone can do this. Why do we censure ourselves? We say, oh, I can't do that. Why do we do that? And then you do it and you realize, first of all, it's fun, it's social, and you created something that you out of your imagination.
So this is a very important point. What's the difference between art class and art therapy? And that's why I love this. In art class, you have a goal. You want to draw an apple, and you want the apple to look like an apple.
You're given
Right?
a very specific task
Yeah.
in a
No,
class.
you have a goal.
Okay,
It's
you
not
have a
about the
okay.
task, it's that you have in your mind already a goal. You have in your mind, this is going to look exactly like an apple as I see an apple, which, by the way, our brains see apples different. That's amazing. Yes, there is people that's able to see 3D. There is people that's not able to see the colors. So it's amazing that we think that everybody sees the same, but no. So the difference between art, regular art class, and art therapy, okay? So the major difference is art is looking for the destination, is looking for the final product. Let me see how it looks, the final product. Wow, I am an artist. Art therapy, it's not the final product, it's the process. Let me see how I feel doing this process. It's not about I'm going to create something. It's about the journey, how I'm feeling during this journey. So that's the major difference, because we break the preconcepts that we have in our mind. For example, when we are younger, right? We can dance until somebody say, "Oh, what are you doing?" You can sing until somebody, "Oh my gosh, stop." Or you can paint until they say, "Come on, clean up this mess."
Right.
And we start to say, okay, so my paint is a mess. My dancing is something that is out of context, and my singing is terrible. So, you know, something, I'm not an artist. I'm not a singer. I am not a dancer. I am nothing, because we already have in your mind that somebody judge you there.
That's right. That's
So
right.
when we invite to come to the process, not to the final product, but to the process, let's dance together. It's not about the song. It's just your body moving, how you feel. And this gives you another perspective of your emotions. I can be happy just to move as I listen the song. I can be happy to write without correct everything all the time, without a parent or a teacher say, this word is wrong. You cannot use this word this way. It's a substantive, it's a object. No, you can just write what's coming to you. You can sing the words that's coming from you. So it's a freedom that we had once in life. We create a lot of barriers, and art offers you to, hey, come back to that moment.
Right.
And in that moment, you can talk to everybody because you are free. You can talk to a stranger. That's why they start talking to each other, because you become free again. You are
Right.
not afraid to
Absolutely.
talk
Yeah.
because you are not afraid of judgment. You are not afraid to say words because you are not afraid to judgment. You are not afraid to take a watercolor and use it because you are not afraid. And that's why we use as a first time with them watercolor, because it's very fluid. It's very free.
It seems a lot as adults, unfortunately, we worry about you're going to judge me on my skill level or lack of. So people say, well, I'm not going I can't take a watercolor class. I can't take I don't know how to do this. And there's almost, I don't, maybe fear is too strong of a word, but we have this fear of being judged that we're not going to be as good as everybody else in the class. But so many people who take an art class just for the sheer joy of it, discover a talent that they didn't even know they had, and the joy of being creative. Because a lot of times in your life, you don't have the opportunity to just let it flow, go with the flow, free, just do it, enjoy it. We're so structured. And in an art class, you have such freedom.
So that's the important part. When you attend an art class, for example, in school, they give you grades for what you create.
Yes, yes.
So there is an expectation. They right away put expectation on what you are doing. So this changed completely how you are doing. Why? Because you are already looking for somebody to like what we are doing. It's not for anybody to like, it's just for you. It's for you to just express yourself. Do you like it? You can hang on the wall. You didn't like? Well, you can laugh, and you're going to remember the laugh. Is that what we keep saying? That it's how you feel in that moment that change your life. So it's not only what you create that give you, oh, look what I create. It's the feeling of be happy that you create something, even that's funny, even that's it's just for the pleasure of creating something. So you become again curious as a child, that you be curious. Oh, let me try something new. Ooh, I don't know how to use this material. It's fine. You accept your mistakes. You accept that you don't know everything, which is something that for adults is one of the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you teach me? I have no clue how to use watercolors. Can you remind me? As a person that came from another country, already as a adult, I was in my 34, and I needed to speak English. And I needed to ask people, I don't know how to say this word. Can you help me? And the people look at me, how come? I say, because this is not my first language. But to be open, to make mistakes, to understand, laugh about your mistakes, and learn with them. Because there is no mistakes, it's just trying, it's just life. Life is a trying all the time. We don't know anything.
No, and in art, I don't think there are any mistakes. We talked about this before we started recording, but you know, I believe everyone is an artist, even if you don't know you are. Whether you bake beautiful cakes and decorate them, whether you have a gorgeous garden, whether you crochet, you knit, you know, art. I don't want people to think of art only as drawing and painting.
No,
That's the yeah. It's
art is
there's
all
so
kinds.
much more.
Art is freedom, curiosity, okay, and use your creative part of your brain. Okay, so anything that you use your creative part is art. Even computer, if you can create something, if you can create something new, if you are using the part of your brain to create something new, it's art. It's a different kind of art, but it is still art. We believe here in
Yeah.
ICC, in integrated, wise mind. What is the wise mind? The wise mind is when you put together, okay, the emotional part of your mind and the more intellectual part of your mind, and they work together. This is the wise mind. So when you are creating, as you give an example, a cake, when you are decorating a cake, you are using materials that need to be good to eat because you know that's going to be need to be a taste, as well materials that give you the decoration that you are looking for. So we are using the both minds. The one that gives some emotions to that cake to make that cake a celebration, and you are using the intellectual part of your mind that is okay, need to have a good taste because otherwise nobody gonna eat. It's gonna be a beautiful cake that nobody gonna eat.
Mhm.
So that's why we call wise mind. Put together the two sides of your brain, and this give a pleasure because you are doing something that's is creative and functional. But for our art, a lot of people think that art is just for recreation. That is the functional part of the art, and that's what's important to bring here. That is the healing part of the brain.
Yes. Yes.
Art brings healing. How? Right? That's the
Yeah.
question. How art can be healing? So there is a different reasons why art is very healing. There is so art therapy can be individual therapy, can be group therapy, and can have a just open art studio. An open art studio, which is more connected to just the art class, we are there with our client or with our attendee, or right. We are
Yeah.
sitting there with them, and this person will say, "I want to draw a tree, but I'm having trouble to draw a tree." I'm gonna be by your side, and I'm gonna say, "How do you imagine a tree? Let's try to create it together." Oh, I imagine a tree with a lot of roots. Okay, so what color do you need? What kind of paintbrush, or if you are using other kind of materials, what kind of materials? How you can overcome this difficulty? And you have this opening, overcome this difficulty, and you accept new ways to think. And when you accept new ways to think, you open your mind to new possibilities. Instead of being a mindset, I don't know how to do it, it start to be a mind growing. Oh,
Right.
maybe I can do this way. And imagine if for an art process, you can open for a new possibilities, imagine for your life. When you have different situations, you can open for new possibilities. So we mirror situations of daily life.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
This is for art, open art. For when we give some prompt in our art therapy sessions, there is a reason from that prompt. For example, when I give to our group, our beautiful group, watercolor, because watercolor is fluid, emotions are fluid, and you cannot control watercolor very well. You, watercolor give this idea that the colors, they mix by themselves because they are based on water and very fluid.
Right.
Emotions are like this. You are feeling today happy, and somebody bump on you, and you have your coffee in your hand, and something changed completely because it's fluid. And this is being human. So back to this acceptance that you are a person, that you have emotions. Emotions are going to affect you in your daily life. And how you can make these emotions be natural, be acceptable. That's why the art give you this, it's acceptable. Look, I create a new color. That's fine. Open your mind for new possibilities. Art also offer a lot of resilience and work with trauma, because you can put your trauma as outside of you,
Right.
talk about it in third person. The trauma is here, not here. See the trauma from other ways, and see how you can, now that you see from different parts, how you can incorporate back to you.
Sometimes we just, as you said earlier, we don't have the words. We don't know how to verbalize our feelings, but somehow you can look at someone's art and you get it. You see how they're feeling. So
I'm gonna give you an example that I couldn't resist.
yes, please.
What he's feeling?
Oh, the scream. Of
What
course.
is he feeling? Do you know? He's having a panic attack.
He's not too happy.
He's having a panic attack. And everything around became red.
Yep. Very
So
famous
if
picture.
somebody come to me and say, I had a panic attack, I just show something like this. Yes, that's how I feel, completely lost and want to scream because I don't know what to do. Okay, so let's work on it. How we can work on it, how we can change, how you can come back, because you see in the picture, you don't see anything around and everything became red. How we can be more grounding, that outside not going to be red, that you are more grounded in yourself, that you are able to, not to control yourself, but to calm yourself. What colors can help you calm yourself?
Yeah.
What kind of activities help you calm yourself? And truly, all the activities that calm yourself, they are related to creativity, to the sensorial part of you, to your five senses. I used to play with some children. Think about that all of your five senses are antennas, okay? So who created us was very artistic, because can you imagine us with a lot of antennas from the eyes, from the ears, from the mouth, from the fingers? We would be very, very interesting looking. So definitely was very artistic, but they are antennas. You feel we feel life. You bring the sensations for your body through all your senses. So it's exactly that part that you work when you lose the control. You come back, bring your antennas, let's work with them, so you are able to find your balance again.
Well,
And
Simone,
art brings you this.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today about art in general and art therapy. I feel like every one of us has that creative spark within us, and maybe you have to give yourself permission to release it. But I think once you do, it's going to make you very happy, very happy.
It's gonna bring new emotions, or
Yeah.
old emotions that you didn't even remember that exist.
And I think there is such a pleasure in creating something. And for example, at Scan, we're adults. We're not judging. We're not grading you. So you really do have the freedom to do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about I only got a C and the person next to me got an A. It doesn't work like that. As an adult, you're free to do whatever you want. There's
Yes,
no
you
right or
work.
wrong.
No, this is the beauty to aging.
Yeah,
That when
that's
you are
right.
born,
That's right.
you are free. You create a lot of rules in the society, in the family, okay? As you are aging, you can start to look at these rules and say, this doesn't work more for me. Let me be more free. This is fine, but not anymore for me. Okay, you have the choice to reinvent yourself, because now you don't respond to anybody. You respond just for yourself.
That's right. That's
So
right.
enjoy the aging, enjoy with creativity, enjoy with freedom, freedom to be you.
And you might even discover that you've got a hidden talent that you didn't even know you had. And you
Yes,
should just go for it and enjoy it. Yeah.
yes. So
Well,
it's art is
mhm,
freedom to reinvent yourself. And art help you get in touch with this creative part of yourself. And that's the
absolutely.
creative part is the one who gonna reinvent, who gonna enjoy life. That's why it's
Absolutely.
part of the
Yeah.
story.
All right. If you want to know more about art therapy, if you want to get in touch with Simone, all of her contact info are, I put them in the show notes for you. And Simone from Integrated Care Concepts and Consultation, thank you so much for being my guest today,
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is art. So remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr. We'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone, and bye, Simone.